and welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. I was going to say good morning, but it is in fact evening.
That was like also on the tip of my tongue,
right?
Even though it's 8:00 at night.
Yeah, we're recording this early because if you're hearing this, me and Erica just spent the weekend at fucking DragCon 2022.
I get the little emails about the updates, and every time I see names, I just like a tear comes to my eye because I'm so excited, but I'm also my head starts spinning with the thing I'm the clever way I'm gonna tell someone how much I love them.
Like, I'm nervous. I was reading it, I was like, they're all gonna be there. Like, I'm scared. What if they don't like me? What if I say the wrong thing?
What if I sound stupid? And they're like, thank you, next. And I'm like, no, but I spent money to like you. Please like me back.
What if they read us? That would be tight.
It would be tight. But what if what the worst crime is if they just ignore us? Oh my God. I don't want to put that energy into the world, but that's a crime worse than death. I know.
I would hate something sparkly.
Of course.
Yeah. I was thinking the same.
I also wonder, would someone stop me and just go, oh, are you such and such? And I'll have to go, oh no, I'm not a drag queen. Just a cis woman.
So you're going to do a lot of makeup too?
Not like an extravagant amount. I just feel like my body and my temperament might lend itself to temperament.
I think, you know what, I have like the glitter pigment. I might do like a big eye.
Ooh. I mean, we have 3 days to experiment,
You're right. I should start practicing now.
Yeah.
That shit is hard to get off though. I'm gonna look busted by day 3.
I don't know how they must just wash their face with like Vaseline. I don't know. And like gasoline and Vaseline. I don't know how they do it.
The amount of times I've gotten drunk and fallen asleep in my makeup, like I don't have it in me. And I know that makes you mad. And I've been honestly, ever since I told you that I wasn't washing my face much, I've been doing it more. And I think of you every time. I'm like, Erica would want me to do this.
Thank you so much. If I can influence one person, I'm a micro influencer to one person, and that's you.
It's true. Why are you trash this week, my micro influencer?
Okay, so when I was in high school, I was very involved in a organization that was promoting agriculture education. And it was called FFA, and it stands for the Future Farmers of America.
You slipped right through their fingers.
So I know I somehow didn't go into the farming.
I've got big dreams of Hollywood. Said, well, turn in your hoe and your hat.
Leave it at the borders of Oklahoma, kid. So there was a national convention that was held, and it was a huge deal. Mm-hmm. It was a huge deal. And the way the school would pay for so many kids to go to the national convention, and you qualified on a point scale. And so my freshman year, and that was the first year I was eligible. I worked my happy little ass off to go to national convention. I did every event. I was like the number 2 points earner in the whole chapter. And wouldn't you know what happened? 9/11.
Erica, you leave that shit out of this. Are you going to blame 9/11 for you not being able to go farmer nationals?
So, someone that I respect deeply and shaped a lot of my life, my agriculture education teacher, one of my favorite human beings on the planet, said and chose that we not attend the national convention that the year after it happened because of, or the, you know, year, because of, in their words, I'm paraphrasing, but they were like, if terrorists really wanted to make an impact, they would go and attack the youth. And who would be a better representative of America than these future farmers of America? And so I was like, oh, God damn it. Like nothing in my life did I want to do more than go to this national convention for years. But I was like, 100%, 100%. That's terrorists are sitting in a fucking cell in Afghanistan, somewhere in the Middle East, plotting out the FFA convention.
They said, we hit New York. Now it's time to go after the young farmers. Hit them where they eat.
New York, the Pentagon, and then the Young Farmers Convention. And we didn't go to the convention, but I truly was like, that's 100%. That's what's next, is they would go after the youth of America.
Okay, wait. I need to make sure I'm getting my timing right. So you're talking about something in 2001. Your like farming convention is September 2001.
Yes, it would have been like like October, essentially. Yeah, like October of 2001. If memory serves me correctly. Wow. We did not get to go because 9/11, they were like, that's where they're going to go next. And I was like, you're right. God damn it. And but I was also a little resentful. I was super resentful at the same time because I was like, yeah. I went to every activity. I volunteered. I did all of the things that would qualify.
Was this your senior year?
No, like freshman, like my first year I was eligible, like freshman year.
So did you go later?
Yes, I eventually got to go.
You know, I love that though, because you never like, just there's nothing with higher stakes than everything when you're in high school.
And it was the first one where I was like, oh, I'm going to go. But I was like, again, terrorists are plotting huge stakes.
Holy shit.
They're going to go after a bunch of kids wearing blue corduroy jackets, sitting in a convention hall in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. Wow. That is trashy.
Yeah.
Dark.
Dark. But yeah, I wholeheartedly was like, yep, so fucking absolutely. That's what they're going to do next.
Were you scared?
I remember we played a softball game the day of 9/11, but we got to vote whether we wanted to or not. And my coach was like, you know, you girls get to vote if you want to play today or not. And we were like, we're not going to let the terrorist win. So I think that was my mindset, was somehow living my life was not letting terrorism win. So I don't think I was scared. I think I was more like defiant.
I just remember middle school, my art teacher with her head buried in her hands, were not like, just look up occasionally at us all just waiting to be spoken to and be like, I don't know what to say to you guys. And then would just go back in her hands. And that was like an entire like period. And like, meanwhile, you guys are taking votes on whether to play softball. Oklahoma and Colorado, different places, I guess.
Well, the first news that was coming out, we thought it was an accident. We didn't know it was that. We thought it was the first conversations we had. I'm sorry we're talking about 9/11 so much, but
I was just thinking, I was like, we are straight up starting this podcast
in a place of 9/11, but like
9/11.
But we thought it was an accident, and I was like, how do you fucking drive a plane into a building? Like, it's huge. How could you do that? Like, we were like, that stupid pilot. That was our first conversations that like the teachers and the students had that day. Like, oh my God, like how dumb.
So you guys just don't get good news in Oklahoma.
And then we eventually found out, and it was like, oh, you know, like it hit us in waves.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway, why are you trash? Enough about this.
Nothing to do with 9/11.
Okay, thank God.
Not
Thank
a
God.
damn thing to do with it. I think everyone understands me to be an athlete.
Of course.
Obviously an athlete. So I decided yesterday that I'm like, I'm going to get back into running. I would run like before when I was like had more disordered eating and truly hated myself a lot. And then I kind of stopped running. But now I'm like in a good place mentally and I just didn't want to get on the fucking Peloton. So I was like, time to run. Let's fucking do this. So I went out and I got to the pretty neighborhood that's close to my ugly neighborhood and was like, here we go. And I ran for stopping and starting, of course, for approximately like 0.6 miles before I was like, gotta go home, gonna shit myself. And so I had to like kind of tight butt like speed walk home because I was literally I was gonna shit on the street like bridesmaid style, or just like it was just gonna like go in my pants, kind of shit myself. And so I finally get home, thank God, and I walk in the door and my like legs are crossed and my asshole is tightened, and my partner's like, hey, can you take out the dog? Like, do you want to take out the dog too? Like, you came back so fast. And I was like, I'm gonna go potty, because I didn't want to like scream because my neighbors will hear me. Like, I'm gonna shit myself. But I was like, I'm gonna go potty. Like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, can you please like go away? And he's just like sitting there, like half staring at me, half staring at like his phone, being like, oh, I just wanted to see like if you wanted to go back out to take the dog. I was like, I need you to go away. And then I finally I found the strength to like make it the 12 feet. But I was like, I'm going to shit myself at the door. And this stupid asshole who I love very much and I can't wait to marry, but this dumb motherfucker, he won't fucking just listen to me and turn the corner and walk away. Like, if I shit myself at the front door, fine, we'll get through that. But if I shit myself at the front door and he's eye contact with me, and all I tried to do was better myself and jog, like, no, it was not good. So I did make it, but like, how embarrassing. And also like my friend is like my neighbor and she was like, hey, like, saw you out there. Like, and I was like, yeah, girl, like, and she runs all the time. She's like, let me know if you need a partner. And I was like, LOL, fine, sounds good. And then I had to like rush home to shit myself. So it's like, I can't go running with her. I'd interrupt her workout.
Having two bathrooms is like a lifesaver in my relationship, but they're on different floors. So when we're coming home, if we're in that like situation,
yeah,
it's like upstairs or downstairs. How are we playing this? Like, how do we split up? How do we go? I learned something interesting about the biking triathlete community that you might find interesting. Bikers are kind of elitist about the way that they perform.
We're talking Tour de France bikers.
Tour de France bikers are kind of more elitist because they don't get along with triathletes that do the running, the swimming, and the biking, because the triathletes pee on their bikes when they're doing the triathlons. They don't stop to
just piss
to break off. Yes, they just piss and shit on their bikes, and bikers are like, they call them tri-dweebs. There's like a subclass of athletes,
which is crazy because doing a triathlon sounds absolutely bananas.
Oh, it's insane.
The fact that the shortest part of your triathlon is when you swim 3 fucking miles.
There better be a shark behind me if I ever have to do a triathlon, like even on land.
I'd take my chances and turn around and try to punch it before I would swim 3 miles away from a fucking shark.
It's like, go for the nose. Go for the nose.
I honestly, I'm like, that's what I'm using my energy for. I'm to try to beat up the shark because there's no way I'm swimming out to that buoy. It's too late for me.
It's too late. It's never too late for a damn good marketing ploy.
Oh, okay.
Let's get into our first story.
Let's do it.
From au.news.yahoo.com, a petrol station's inappropriate bikini girl stunt was shut down by the police.
A new petrol station's unique ploy to bring in customers has been reportedly shut down because it was causing gridlock in the streets.
In a bid to stand out from the crowd, the petrol station in China hired the service of 6 women donning revealing outfits to stand at the pumps and welcome motorists on Tuesday.
Bikini girls, why not?
I mean, drivers were flocking to the station and it caused congestion. And yeah, the stunt was shut down due to inappropriate marketing activities.
On the one hand, it's like, fine, put out some bikini girls to bring people into the gas station or whatever. But like, at the other hand, it's like, does that still seriously work for people? Because like, we have the internet. You can see bikini girls and you can go to the beach. Be cool. Don't be a freak.
Right.
But it's almost like, because they're bikini girls outside of a gas station, it's like this weird blurry level of like consent or permission to like be weird and stare at them. Like, and I kind of hate that.
Yeah. I think the allure is not like, ooh, I get to see like boobs and butt. It's I could talk to them. I can see anything I want to see on the internet. I could see somebody's asshole in 2 clicks right now.
Asshole. Click.
But ooh, I don't know how to Google much, but I know that one. But I think it's what if I could talk to them? They're in person. What if I could talk to them and maybe we could continue to talk? I think that might be the allure of this whole thing.
Take a picture with them.
Yes.
Hug them.
Yes. Ooh, look at me with the bikini girl. I'm cooler than I think I am. Speaking of cooler than they think they are.
Wow, great segue.
Thank you so much. Let's get into our second story from the avclub.com.
They posted a brief history of the many lies celebrities have told on MTV Cribs. And by they, I mean this video that AV Club picked up.
I truly loved Cribs. I love like Architecture Digest and like the 17 or 77 questions, house tours and all these things, because they do feel like they're more authentic.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we had, Ashley Tisdale just be like, oh, I had to have my husband go buy some books. Like, I just feel like as you can fill that bookcase, as much as celebrities are still, bullshit and fake and everything's insane. And when you see them without face filters, you're like, oh, your skin has texture and pores and lines. But I feel like there's a bridge of they want to give us like a little authenticity to keep, like a nibble of authenticity to keep us interested these days.
Yeah, that wasn't so much the case back when MTV Cribs was on. MTV Cribs was back during a time when it was like all about just being grandeur and like whatever, like how rich are you? And so they've got all these examples, like we've got Ja Rule who rented a mansion, Bow Wow like rented a shit ton of cars, 50 Cent rented a bunch of cars, JoJo, she used her uncle's house because she was living out of a hotel at the time. I mean, these people make a lot of money, but it's also just like, if you know more than me about money management, which means an okay amount, that you don't just have one great big career thing happen and you blow every fucking dime you have on some sort of mansion in, the Hamptons or like 3 Lamborghinis. People don't actually have that kind of money until they do. And when they do, they don't go on Cribs or they're Mariah Carey.
And you have to be in it a while and own some of your publishing rights to really have like that kind of money.
Yeah.
You know, the flash in the pans don't really have it.
Yeah. But it was nice to know that Mariah Carey's shit was real. I mean,
Yes.
she's got the most bananas, like unhinged episode of Cribs ever, but like I kind of love it.
Yeah, truly. Sorry. I did really like they do get into Redman's episode of Cribs. It shows off his messy Staten Island house where he irons clothes on the floor, plays Dreamcast on a TV placed right next to his bed alongside a bottle of lotion, and withdraws cash from a bank that consists of a shoebox on top of his fridge.
Yeah, he was like, this is legitimately how I live and where I live.
Yeah, not like I feel like that era from like 2000 to like 2006-7 was as if Miami was a decade.
Yeah, that checks out. That definitely like makes sense. You know what's crazy is I'm thinking about it, and because I would watch Cribs a lot, and it would definitely. I was like a teenager who was trying to be an actress, so I was like, "Woof, I am close to getting all this." But I remember the Beverly Mitchell of Seventh Heaven fame.
Okay.
She did an MTV Cribs, and I remember that she just showed off like this like 2-bedroom like house in the valley. It was very cute. And I'm like, remember kind of being like, that's weird. And yet, for some reason, I always found it aspirational. I was like, oh, that's nice. She's just got this little house. Yeah. Maybe I should do that with all my money. Because like, arguably, like she was on like, you know, however many seasons of Seventh Heaven. She probably got a lot of money. She does like Hallmark movies now, which is kind of crazy. Which, oh, wow. If I haven't recommended it before, I'll recommend it now. It's really important. Mitchell Hallmark movies. Oh, she does a lot of them. Fuck. Okay. I think I've talked about it, but please do yourself a favor. Just write it down now so you don't forget it. Hometown Christmas is Beverly Mitchell and like some guy from the hills. And when I tell you, they have negative chemistry. Like she literally has more chemistry with her brother, with whom she has a lot in this movie. It's a great bad Christmas movie.
Hometown Christmas.
Please. I'm it's not what I'm hoarding this week, but please just do yourself a favor.
Great. I love it.
Do it.
Well, we should do Christmas in July, where we recommend a Christmas movie when it's in July. Ooh.
Oh, I love what ABC Family used to do that.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Now, freeform.
Mm-hmm. You know, when I do hit that level of wealth, I will decorate my home ostentatiously. Like it will be like, gaudy, and I will have like Roman baths decorating.
All like the people who like people go, oh, well, money can't buy taste.
Yes, they'll go new money, and I'll go, damn right, it's new money.
This is such a good segue into the next story, but I have to just point something out before I forget it. Remember, like in the pandemic, like early days when people, like all the celebrities were like doing concerts from their houses and shit, and you would just like see certain celebrity houses, and you'd be like, who the fuck decorated? Because that was their place.
Yeah.
Like that was their place. I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was like that one big like Lady Gaga like fundraising concert that she did, but one of the like it was some old 80s rock star, and he had this like the most fucking wild fucked up house. And you're like, yeah, like I could have gone my whole life without seeing this person's house. But because we're in a fucking pandemic, I have to now watch Zoom concerts.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Anyway.
March through July 2020 was a wild time. And then we kind of got our sea legs with it.
Yeah. And then the holidays hit and it was fucking pandemonium again. That was one of the scariest parts. Yeah. Because you're like, Trump's going to get us a vaccine, I guess. And everyone's dead at Christmas. That was fucking nuts. I think it was more maybe for LA people, because that's what I actually like started to know people who were getting COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, we've gone from 9/11 to the scariest parts of COVID.
Shall we talk
about the Holocaust next?
No.
It comes up in our next story.
It truly does. From the New York Times.com. Goodwill sold a bust for $34.99. It was an ancient Roman relic.
Laura Young was browsing through a Goodwill store in Austin, Texas in 2018 when she found a bust for sale for $34.99. She brought it home. No big deal, but she had a feeling it was special.
Turns out it wasn't just another heavy curio suitable for plunking in the garden. It was an actual Roman bust from the late 1st century BC or early 1st century AD, which has been a part of the Bavarian king's art collection from the 19th century until it was looted during World War II.
She had named it Dennis Reynolds after the character from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was 52 pounds. It was marble. And wouldn't you know it, they said give it back.
It was a mystery how it got to Texas in the first place. Like most things. I mean, how the hell did you get to Texas?
How the hell does anyone get to Texas?
I-40, 44. I don't know geography. Fuck me.
You want
anyway,
to again?
No, the listeners know I'm not smart.
No.
You just try, and then you fuck up a specific, and then it's like, anyway. So, so essentially, they want their shit back. And so, but my favorite thing is when she got the bus home, she had it strapped in a seatbelt in her front seat of her car. And I was like, did you take the carpool lane that day?
Is that your joke?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I one time I got a stump, like a large tree stump.
Uh-huh.
About a 2.5 foot tall stump of a tree, and I had to strap it into my front seat of my car, seatbelt, buckle it in. And I just kept, as I was driving, the 45-minute round trip from where I picked it up to my house, I was like, I really hope today is not the day I get pulled over by a police officer and then have to say, oh, don't mind that. Don't mind the tree stump buckled into my passenger seat, sir. It's not important.
Why do you think they would ask you about it?
It.
You know why I pulled you over, ma'am? Because of the wood.
Yeah. Because my husband.
My husband's distracting me while we're driving. No, you have a tail light out.
In California, you can say, I'm not going to give legal advice. Never mind. Google.
Just don't even tell him to Google it. Let's just breeze right past it. The point is, this was a Roman bust that they think that was stolen by the Nazis. And then they think that an American soldier must have stolen it and taken it to Texas. And now it's not like Rome who's asking for it back. It's Germany being like, hey, that's ours.
Hey, we stole that. We want that back.
I'm so confused by that logic. And also, it's like she has no choice. I don't get it. Like, fuck you. You fucking stole it too.
So because it was acquired by Ludwig I, a Bavarian king, at some point before 1833. Again, we're not lawyers. But there's some legality to why they have to give it back, basically. She
don't get it. It's like, fucking come get it. I'm in America, bitch. What are you gonna do? You gonna extradite it?
Yeah, fucking come get it.
Yeah, you want to come get it. So she handed it over to a museum. Ugh. Just kidding. I love museums. But she handed it over to a museum, and then they made her a 3D printed model of it, so that she could feel like, yeah, that's nice. I don't know. Wouldn't you be pissed? Like, I'm gonna be honest. If it was me, because I'm a piece of shit, trash, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, come get it. These colors don't bleed, and fuck you, pay me.
Now, only because it's Germany art that it's that, yes. But if it were art that was stolen from victims of the Holocaust and stuff like that, that art should 100% be restored, and like everything should go back to people that were like occupied and stolen and murdered. all that shit should be restored.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
I'm
you
talking
weren't
about this specific
this
situation.
specific case. These colors don't run. Fuck you, pay me. And what was your third point? Because I loved it.
I don't know. Come get it.
Come get it. Yeah, come get it.
Like, it's, I don't know. You stole it.
Or fly me first class, fly the bus next to me. That's 2 seats because I'm going to store that shit under my seat.
Lie flat for the bust, lie flat for me.
Yeah, that's 2 lie flats total.
That's expensive. You want it? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
But yeah, it's like, come get it. Anyway, speaking of come get it, somebody got to come get their boy.
Oh my God. From the independent.co, savage rejection of man's marrow proposal in busy McDonald's goes viral. She said, McNo. That made me LOL.
Who said journalism is dead?
This is in a McDonald's in South Africa. A man can be seen in a viral video holding out a ring box while the woman being proposed to places her order at the fast food chain.
So a Twitter user said, "Witness such a sad situation today, y'all." And they uploaded the viral video, which has collected 3.7 million views and received 66,000 likes and 11,000 retweets.
She's chatting with the McDonald's employee, and then she looks at the guy and just shakes her head at the man.
The crowd at the restaurant can be heard cheering in the background.
Oh no, but then she exchanges some inaudible words with the man and storms out of the restaurant. He gets up, collects the food, and then he also leaves.
But he probably had to wait a couple minutes for the food to get ready. It probably wasn't ready immediately because it seems like she had just paid. He probably had to wait on the fries because, you know, they had just come out of the the fryer and they had to cool down a little bit and get salted. And
oh man, I mean, so people are like sympathizing with him or whatever. Everyone's like, women are allowed to say no to proposals. Like, I kind of can't imagine being in a situation. Sure, proposals are surprises. Blah, 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 blah. Come at me like you didn't at least talk about marriage first.
Right. Has there been a discussion that this could be on is McDonald's a special place in your heart? Is Grimace a third in your relationship? Do you have the
Hamburglar as the officiant?
As like, why McDonald's specifically?
It's
I need a follow up. I'm not satisfied. I need to know who these people were. I need more information. I need to know why he chose McDonald's. I need to know why she said no. I mean, I know why she said no, but I need to just hear it in her words.
Did you see that documentary? Let me look it up. Man with Small Penis documentary.
I have not seen the Man with the Small Penis documentary.
Unhung Hero. Okay, it's a 2013 documentary called Unhung Hero. And this guy this is 2013, so this is early days viral videos. He went viral when he proposed to his girlfriend at a UCLA game, and she said no. And so that was like, again, this is 2013. YouTube hadn't seen these fucking videos. Everyone had seen it. So instead of going to therapy, he made the decision to make a documentary based on why she said no, because she told him, I just can't spend the rest of my life with a man who has as small of a penis as you do. And again, rather than seeking therapy, men will make a whole documentary where they travel the world to figure out everyone's fucking dick size before they'll speak to a therapist.
Men will buy Twitter before they go to therapy. Men will send a man to space before they go to therapy. Men will run for president before they go to therapy. They'll make a documentary about how big is the dicks in Norway versus how big are the dicks in Zimbabwe.
It's like, it was the most, no pun intended, masturbatory fucking documentary I've ever seen. And it's so funny because like so many people in it are like, he's like, oh, do you care about penis size? And they're like, no. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's your fucking personality. He's in there asking his parents, like, Dad, do you have a small dick? And like, Mom, do you care? It's fucking crazy.
No. Conversations you should never have, like, infanticide is okay with me if that's the conversation that you're going to have. Like, you should be allowed to kill a child, not when they're babies, but when they're in their late 20s, if they ask you that question. Abrahamic Isaac shit, like, that should be allowed.
Just go to therapy.
Just go to therapy, dude.
He ends up at the end of it, like, going on a couple dates with like this woman that he meets at a sex store who's like, here's all the things that you can use instead if you have a tiny dick. And he's like, thanks. But then he like, there's like a small like chain of a love story at the end of it. Like, the call to action for this documentary is just deal with like the kinky girls who work at sex shops. They don't mind that my pee-pee's tiny. Anyways.
You know,
and just, we are on tangents this episode.
Tangent City.
This episode is called Tangent City.
Let's get into where this guy's going, which is Hartsville City, from the New York Times.com.
What's Hartsville City?
Where this guy, Hartsville, South Carolina.
Oh, I thought you were like referencing some fucking short story about a jail called Hartsville City or some stupid shit.
Not out of bounds for me.
No, it was, that's why I was like, let me stop her and see what she's talking about. Okay, carry on.
A man tried to rob a bank from the back of a taxi. It did not go well.
A man was sentenced to 6 years in prison for what the police in Hartsville, South Carolina called one of the dumbest of the dumb crooks.
In hindsight, it might have not been the best strategy.
So he got in a taxi, asked to be driven to the bank. The cab pulled up through the drive-through window where the passenger handed the driver an envelope to pass to the teller through the tube system, which, man, how lit were the tube systems when you were a kid?
Oh my God. I was like, there's magic. We put something in, money and a sticker, a lollipop come back. Yeah. The teller inside read the note, which demanded all the money from the drawers and threatened to kill and or blow up the bank, the authorities said. Frightened, the teller activated the alarm.
Like, as if the teller was going to just go, I need more tubes.
You got to send all the money.
Like, you're not even monitoring them to make sure that they don't just call the police. They go, oh shit, this note's scary.
Yeah, I've got a man on the ins. No, I'm not going to give a criminal advice. No.
No.
I retract it back. No, Erica. I swear to God, this podcast is going to turn me into a criminal because I'm going to hear these stories and go, this is how I could be smarter. No. Anyway, so when the police arrived, they found the passenger in the taxi's back seat and arrested him.
They didn't leave?
He was waiting on the money.
He was like, this will probably take, you can keep the meter running. This will probably take a second. They're going to need more tubes. I asked for all of it. Like,
I don't have any cash right now, but I'm getting the cash from the bank to pay you. So, yeah.
Yeah, he made the unfortunate decision to rob the bank during the high point of the COVID pandemic. So the bank lobby was closed.
Okay. Well, right. You got to innovate.
Sure. That'll work.
Pivot. Yeah. Learn cybercrime. Sorry.
Don't give that kind of advice. Don't learn cybercrime. Don't commit crimes at all.
Don't commit crimes. Be a law-abiding citizen.
And you know what? If you're going to commit crimes, you take care of the people you've hurt in the past, like during the crime.
So the driver told the authorities that the man asked him to drive to the bank, and he said he would pay him for his troubles and the extra travel. On the way, they stopped at a Family Dollar store. Explaining that he had recently fallen off a roof, the man handed the driver $20 and asked him to buy manila envelopes and a Pepsi. So the driver said that, side trips are common and that he doesn't ask questions or get into people's business.
Said manila envelopes and a Pepsi coming right up. You couldn't have shown up with your own envelopes and Pepsi?
I guess he wanted the driver to be on the CCTV buying it.
BYOP.
Bring your own Pepsi to a bank robber.
And also, he's like, how many manila envelopes do you need? How much money you think is in a bank? Enough manila envelopes for that, please. If they have a cartoonish sack with a $sign on it, I'll take that as well. The manila envelopes are simply to budget this later.
I'll need to dole them out ostentatiously to people at the border. So, however you do. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you think's best.
Oh my God. All right. From South Carolina, let's go to Texas.
Yes. So this is what I meant when I said, if you're going to commit a crime, at least take care of the people you've hurt along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because according to CBS News, a man was caught on video using a stolen lawnmower to cut that victim's grass. It's nice.
So the police department are asking for the public to also cut strangers' grass with stolen lawnmowers. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm sorry, I misread that. A Texas police department is asking for the public for information on a man accused of stealing a lawnmower from a property and using it to mow the victim's lawn. The man is wanted for burglary of a building, according to the Port Arthur Police Department.
He took the lawnmower from the home without the owner's consent, and he mowed their front and backyard. I mean, maybe that's just good crime, because you're like, all right, I'm going to steal this lawnmower. It's been sitting here for a little while, but I'll mow the lawn first because it'll take them longer to realize it's gone because their grass has been mowed.
Brilliant.
I mean, it's kind of like, it's the whole, you drink your parents' liquor, vodka, but you replace it with water because they're not going to notice that it's gone, or they're not going to know for longer, a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never did that.
Nope. I posted a meme on our trashy Instagram recently that was a woman breaks into home, does the dishes, pets a dog, and something else, and it showed a picture of the woman that broke into the home, and then under the tweet, everyone was just like, is she available Thursday? Like, does she do house calls? Like, can she come to my house? Like,
yeah,
dishes are piling up.
Come on over, pet the dog, do the dishes, and get the fuck out.
Oh my God. So if I talked about being haunted by Santas in Belfast, being surrounded by Santas?
No.
Okay. So when I visited Belfast several years ago, we were staying in a flat. We happened to try to leave Belfast on the morning of a Santa run. And so our hotel was essentially blocked in by like a Santa run where people are in costume and they're running all around the city and there's drinks and merriment. But Uber couldn't get to us because the streets were all blocked off and we had to somehow outrun this, but we didn't know what the street paths were or how to escape Belfast. So we had a train to catch to leave the country. And so we had to navigate a Santa run. And there was no oh, this street's fine. Cause we'd be like, oh, we think we could call an Uber here. And then we'd see fucking 8 Santas running towards us. And we're like, no, we're not out of the Santas.
What the fuck?
In the middle of a Santa run. So we had to just keep going further and further, in or out of the heart of the city. I don't know which direction we were going, but we were like, we just can't get away from these goddamn Santas. So the Ubers couldn't get to us for the street closures. And so eventually we got out. But anyway, so I will forever be haunted by Santas in Belfast. And our next story takes place in Belfast, Maine, not Belfast, Ireland, like I thought, Northern Ireland. Anyway, let's go to au.news.yahoo.com.
I looked up Santa Run and multiple options came up, not just Belfast.
No, it's like tons of cities have these Santa runs.
Santa Dash is technically what it's called.
Santa Dashes, Santa Cons, like people just dressed in Santa costumes to drink and run and have merriment.
There's also a Monster Dash half marathon, and I think it's the weekend that my significant other is taking his bachelor party. Can you imagine? He like takes his bachelor party and I just run a 10K and then I shit everywhere. Have fun, honey. I'll be bettering myself on a 10K.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Bitch.
I see that all the time where people are like, we're going to do our bachelorette party and then we're going to have yoga and cycling in the morning. And I'm like, y'all can.
I had a friend back when I had roommates who went on a bachelorette party at Zion and they just hiked the whole time. I'm like, fuck you.
Hard to hike when you're hungover.
Wait, like, yeah, when do we drink? No, we're going to be camping and hiking in Zion the whole time. I'm like, are we going to do drugs? Like,
Yeah.
This is your bachelorette party.
Yeah.
If you wanted to take a hiking trip with your friends, take a hiking trip with your friends.
Yeah.
Not me. Okay, sorry. Yes, Belfast.
So a drunk man's hilarious attempt to evade arrest are mocked by the police.
I mean, I read this one and I was like, these are the kinds of stories where it's because like sometimes we do stories on here that I'm like, I would never. This one, I don't think that I would be drunkenly trying to avoid the police. I don't know how I would get in that situation, but I definitely would maybe if I was drunk, try to hide under a blanket from someone.
And be like, I'm invisible.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a U.S. city of Belfast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your Santa Run?
It was in Northern Ireland.
Okay. So, yeah, around 12:40 in the morning, cops found this drunk guy that they'd gotten a call about the night before, just under a blankie on a bench.
He was just sitting in a chair with a blanket draped over him. And they, they revealed a sheepish man whose age has not been reported underneath. And they were like, gotcha, bitch.
Like Scooby-Doo-esque, just whoosh.
I saw a mystery machine out in the wild the other day.
Did you?
I saw a van that was painted up like the mystery machine.
Yeah.
It was really cute. Yeah.
I think they have one here in LA that they just, sometimes someone just drives it around.
Yeah. The guy looked like like what a Shaggy would look like. And I was like, good on you, man. You know your brand.
Yeah. Commit. Even though, like, who knows if people even know what that is now? Do kids know Scooby-Doo now?
Oh God.
Well,
Paw Patrol's uncle, Scooby-Doo. I don't know. Anyway, kids, if you're listening, turn off and go tell an adult. So, they posted to their social media, and of course the comments had a field day, and somebody's like, he almost got away with it.
If it weren't for those meddling police officers.
This is a side note, a terrible, terrible moment, but I read a news headline today that said a man had a heart attack digging a hole for a woman that he just murdered. And he was digging, like he was trying to hide the body, and he had a heart attack while digging the body. And I was like reading, it's like, I never try to look at comments on news things because that is a fool's errand, and that is just a way to puncture a hole in your heart and your brain. But I did say, well, murder ain't for the faint of heart.
Nice.
And then I said, and then I deleted Facebook forever. And I was like, I've won Facebook. Sign off. but I was very proud of myself. And then
That's a good joke.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you
a
so
good
much.
one. You
Thank
should have
you
put that for headlines.
Fuck. And I didn't. Anyway.
I know. We didn't even have headlines this week. I'm sorry. Keep listening though. We're busy with RadCon. Hello. Okay, so we've been in the throes of booking our honeymoon, and yesterday we booked our flights to Paris. and we are staying in the neighborhood called, I don't know, we haven't figured it out yet, but we might stay in the neighborhood for La Maurice, I think. I don't know how they'd say it in French. But in La Maurice, there's a wonderful museum, and it's the Picasso Museum. Oh. And that is the setting for our next story. I've been there, and it was a long-winded way to get here. Nice. From news.artnet.com. A senior citizen stole a jacket artwork on display at the Musée Picasso and then had a tailor altered to fit her. See, now I was nervous that this was like a story about like a woman who is senile, but then she got the jacket tailored. It feels like she went back to just be like braggy about it. Yes, because, okay, so she stole the jacket, got it tailored, and then showed up in the jacket back at the museum like a couple days later for like an event. Yeah, I don't think it was like this is like a mental faculties issue. I think she reportedly was passionate about art and didn't realize it was artwork. Yeah, you can't say I'm so passionate about art, but that just looked like a souvenir. That looked like a free jacket. I mean, listen, if it was it in the stuff pile at the front of your building, or was it hung up in a museum? Since when does a museum have a free jacket section? I've never been to the free jacket section. Maybe museums are different in Paris. I've only been to the Louvre, and it was. I've been to this Picasso museum. I don't remember the free jacket between the two paintings on the wall. Yeah. So, again, she took the jacket home and she had it altered so it would fit her. She could have gotten away with it if she wouldn't have went back. That's how most criminals get caught, is they go back to the scene of the crime. Don't do crime. God, I keep giving advice. People, don't do crime, but if you're going to do crime, quit getting off on it. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking go away. Yeah, it's just, I mean, goddamn. Here's what's crazy. She didn't get in trouble. The public's prosecutor office just let her off with a warning and dropped the case. And now they took the jacket back and they just was like, oh, we need extra guards around this jacket because apparently this shit looks like you could take it. And that's it. That's all that happened. Like, okay. I'm blown away. Like, I gotta go to more museums if there's just free jacket. Who says we're not cultured? It's crazy too, because the artist was like aware of the risk of it being stolen. Like maybe the art piece says free jacket. I don't fucking know, dude. Take me, and you're like, okay, well, I did. Like, well, she got duped, is what I'm saying. Art is priceless. Are you trying to segue into the dumpster fire? I am. Are you ready? I'm ready. All right, let's get to it. Oh my God. Okay. From the sfgate.com, Buy Now, Pay Later is sending the TikTok generation spiraling into debt, popularized by San Francisco tech firms. Do a quick scan of TikTok and you'll find trendy young people casually blowing hundreds or thousands of dollars on clothes and jewelry, often set to the clattering bass-boosted din of Florida rapper Saucy Santana's Jesus Christ. Don't tell me what the music is. Point is, if you're on TikTok, you'll see people wearing a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And they have a tip. They say just use the Buy Now, Pay Later services, the hottest new way to take on debt. Like, honestly, this is just how Gen Z learns this. Don't get your financial advice from someone with the handle Hot Jizz 1179. Let me say something. I am 32 years old and I have recently gotten out of debt, which thank you. Thank you. The debt that I have been paying off, some of that debt I've been holding, I don't even know how long. Like it's been years because this is what they want. They want to find people who will spend more than they have, but make payments on time forever. And that's what these services require you to do.
And they want you to get in the habit, even if they do it with no
interest
right now, they want you to get in the habit of spending bigger and bigger hauls and get into the habit of spending more than you have. And so, Klarna, Zezzle, Zip, formerly QuadPay, Afterpay, Affirm, all of these pop up as you shop online. I'm sure you've seen them, pop up, and you just have to type in your credit card information with a few clicks and maybe, a small payment. It'll price it out over 4 payments over time. The services are also known as point of sale loans. They're heavily marketed by influencers and brands on TikTok and Instagram.
I have my Peloton I'm paying off with Affirm. I mean, look, I got it. We all got it. I'm pretty sure my partner's paying off his mattress with Affirm. Shit happens. Like we're all using it. It's just kind of crazy that like, it's going to come, it's going to get us because this is available for everything now.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the QVC model too. QVC, like you could, or Home Shopping Network, you could make payments and it's not interest and it's not a big hit on your credit, but it's money you don't have.
It's money you don't have, but it's $20 now. It's $20 in 2 weeks. It's not $80 that I don't have right now, but it is still $80 in the long scheme of things. I'm paying off my exercise bike with Affirm as well. $72.16 at a time.
Yeah. $63 a month. Bye-bye.
It's interest free, but it's, so anyway, so one video posted last year by TikTok user features her in a faux fur coat and gold earrings. And she says, I was fully under the impression that I only owed maybe $300 max on Afterpay. Then screenshots pop up with her balance, more than $2,000.
So this article says that these TikTok people are not just normalizing debt, but they're glamorizing it.
Yes, that's like one of the big issues is hauls and like, look how much stuff I'm getting. And then another issue is how much fast fashion, and half that shit, more than, I don't know the percentages. A lot of it ends up in landfills, but this lending bill, it's friendlier, it's a more responsible way to spend than credit cards. But in 2021, Americans spent more than $20 billion through buy now pay later services, and an ever increasing chunk of the $870 billion a year online shopping pie. In California alone, 91% of all consumer loans issued in 2020 were buy now pay now late loans.
Really?
They were also, point of sale, or they were also personal loans, family, household purposes like cars, utility, or medical loans.
That's how they define a loan.
Yeah, that's how they define a
loan.
And
91% of it was the buy now, pay later loans.
All consumer loans issued in 2020, defined by the California Department of Financial Protection as loans of personal, family, household purpose, such as cars, utility loan payments, were buy now, pay now later. So in any capacity. So yeah.
So, it sucks because it's like, this is like we both have them. I have them. I wanted a Peloton. I couldn't afford a Peloton. I certainly wasn't going to use a credit card for a Peloton because you're getting charged interest. So this worked.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when it's the Peloton and a Gucci bag and fucking $200 Shein haul and
those flights to that festival, festival tickets, that shit adds up.
I could have done that with my wedding dress if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
It's the option is everywhere. Now, I don't totally understand how these businesses make money. And I used to say the similar thing about a business called, it's a Care Credit. which is you can use on like dentist or eye things or vet bills. And Care Credit used to be a big part of my debt because of my vet bills.
Mhm.
And turns out they go, oh yeah. If you pay this off in 18 months, no problem, no debt. No interest. What I found out was if you make payments and you don't tell them specifically, I need this to go to the time I went to the vet last June, then they just kind of spit the money all over your total balance and all the vet bills. And then that one time you went to the vet in June for like $3,000 because your fucking dogs needed their teeth taken out. This is my own personal experience. They're like, well, you didn't pay that one off. And you're like, how is that possible? I've made enough payments to pay it off. And they're like, well, you didn't tell us to put it there. And so now you're getting charged an obscene amount of interest on a $3,000 purchase. And that's how they make their money. These ones, I don't know how they make their money, but I bet it's something similar.
They do have some interest. Some of the loans, like Affirm does charge, interest on certain loans and things like that. Most of the times they're split into 4 chunks. The first payment due at the time of purchase. Some are split off in monthly or every 2 weeks, whatever it is, but consumers are spending on average $365 on a single purchase through Affirm. The cart size has increased on the internet overall from about $100 per purchase to again around $365 per purchase now.
People spending $365. Man, I don't have any fucking money. That's what I'm learning from this.
Yeah. So one of the ways, again, in a report provided by Afterpay, 73% of its Gen Z consumers spend it on fashion, from high-end couture to H&M alike. And again, a lot of that fashion goes to fucking landfills after it's no longer in fashion or trendy. Not everything you send to Goodwill gets bought at Goodwill. And they also pointed out that people of color are already much more burdened by debt than white people, especially are likely to use these services. An analysis by financial data firm Morning Consult found that 28% of Black and Hispanic Americans signed up for at least one point of sale loan in January 22, compared to 14% of white Americans.
It's
layaway again.
You got to be careful with this kind of stuff, guys, because if you miss a payment too, they're going to fucking go after you like crazy. Hard. And then you got collections agencies. And then, whatever. If you want a great country to just get wildly into debt into your early 20s, like take it from old Lady Cassandra. America's the right country to get you there. And this is just the new way to do it.
Yeah, they're building brand loyalty, because people are like, well, you've never used it, or I've never missed a payment personally. And it's like, doesn't mean it's not exploitative just because you haven't missed a payment.
Also, like, fine. You want to buy you want to buy a Gucci handbag? Fine. We all do. I'd love to have one too. And you're like, I'm going to do this and it's going to be a gift to myself. And I'm going to choose to use Affirm because this shit is $1,800. Maybe more if I'm talking about a Gucci handbag. Fine. But you do it or a Peloton, but you do it once. But if you do it every single time that you online shop and you're 21, 22, and you need a ton of clothes because that's what we all needed in our, I need that in my 30s. You do it every single time, you're going to be in more debt than you can handle. And you're going to be, maybe you're not getting paid interest on all of these, but you're going to be in debt for a really long fucking time. Like interest $5,000 doesn't fall from the sky.
No, it comes easy, but it goes away slowly. So these point of sale loans are marketing heavily to an audience that is younger, that might not have as much experience on how to use credit or what credit implications are or what it means to have multiple loans at a time, says Marisabel Torres, the California policy director at the Center for Responsible Lending. Few of these services do credit checks that would help determine whether people will be able to repay the loans. 43% of Gen Z users have missed at least one payment, and 30% have missed at least 2 payments. Wow. 30% have missed at least 2 payments, according to a survey by Credit Karma.
Klarna, one of these services, is now allowing you to do this at the gas station. And Walmart lets you do this. So there are people now having to do buy now, pay later for gas and groceries. Like, God. This is fucked up.
Yes, we are in stage capitalism. Affirm and Afterpay say that they are more responsible, less predatory alternatives to credit cards and personal loans. They emphasize the accessibility of these services for younger consumers looking to bolster their credits and restore their credit scores, despite that many of these services don't report on-time credit payments to credit agencies. Affirm and Zezel report both on-time and missed payments for some loans, though. It's like, oh yeah, pay it on time, no impact. You miss a fucking payment, ding, ding, ding goes the credit score.
It's pretty trashy.
Very fucking trashy. I'm just saying, be very careful if Afterpay comes up, if this comes up. It's easy to go, here's $80, $120 there. And then all of a sudden you've got every 2 weeks, money's coming out. And it's just, there needs to be more protection for consumers, especially younger consumers, because they are targeting Gen Z. They're making it look like, look at this. I mean, regulations are on the way, but Affirm may charge up to 30% APR on larger loans. That's how they make their money. Yeah. If you go to like, Affirm also has like a store where it's like, you can say like, what can I buy on Affirm? You don't have to just be on the website of a purchase. If you can go to like Affirm and then be like, I'd like to buy some Beats headphones, and it'll have the built-in Affirm price, which is higher in general.
Wild.
Yeah. It's just fucked, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
So be careful is all we're saying. And like, that shit adds up. Like,
it adds up. And man, we went from all the way to circling back on the sad reality of debt. I've been in it, y'all. It sucks.
I've been in it. I paid it off. It is a lot easier to spend it than it is to pay it off.
Yep. That's some fucking truth. Take it from your old ladies. Your old ladies on Trashy Trashy. We just want to take care of you. Don't spend beyond your means. I promise. A $300 cart from H&M is not going to fill the hole in your heart.
Nope. And that blouse, not going to be in style in about 75 days.
Nope. If it even...
I said it right now. Take it out of your cart.
Yep. Get it out of your cart. Doesn't matter.
2 washes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Buy shit when it's on sale. Sorry. Only.
Get some good staples. Get a good solid pair of fucking jeans. Get a solid black blazer. Invest in pieces that will last you a long time. Anyway, Cassandra, what are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding a book called Cultish. It's super interesting. Have you read it? You're clapping.
I've listened to a podcast with the author,
Amanda Montell.
Yeah.
This book is awesome. I'm about 70% through it, and it's really fucking interesting. It talks about like cults, obviously, but it doesn't just talk about, I mean, like they get into Jonestown, they get into Scientology, they get into Heaven's Gate, you know, like the scary ones. But then they're also like, there's a whole part about like MLMs and how like their cultish behavior, and talks about the like language manipulative tactics that kind of, and how it works and all that kind of stuff. It's really fucking interesting. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Cultish by Amanda Montell.
Awesome.
What are you hoarding?
I am hoarding a documentary on HBO Max. It's told over several parts, but it's called The Big Con, CONN.
Oh.
So it's about this lawyer who was marketing, really good at marketing himself, you know, billboards, commercials, and all this stuff. Like everybody knew who he was. And his last name is Conn, CONN. And, it's kind of told in multiple parts. So there was some fraud maybe that was happening with Social Security disability payments. And that's something not a lot of people know about, and how much money there is in that. People just think Social Security hit a certain age, but like there's also this other big pool of money in Social Security disability. And I don't know how it ends, but the first part was very, very good. And it's got some characters, some, a crooked judge, some hometown, country rappers that write like theme songs for the lawyer. busybodies at the courthouse that are like, nobody would listen to us, but we just kept doing. We just put our head. We just documented it all. We just kept saying it. It's super fucking interesting. Like a porn star was in his commercials. It's just like,
oh my God. Okay, the big con.
The big con. It's really
Cool.
interesting. Yeah. What are you throwing away?
Ringing the doorbell scares me. Like, knock it off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Just text me when you're here, or like, or if you're dropping off a package, like just drop off the package, and like I get an email. Someone rang the doorbell the other day, like today, and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, it scared the shit out of me. Like, what fucking decade is this?
Well, you know how to get somebody off the phone if somebody's like just talking your ear off.
Huh?
Go ring your own doorbell and then go, oh, so somebody's at the door. Sorry, I gotta go.
I mean, you know how much I love a fake phone call or a false thing to do, but it's like then I gotta calm the dog down.
It's true. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah.
No, like it's easy for me to just be like, who's here? I gotta go.
Acting.
Yeah, prove it. Prove it's not that they're not here. Like, just don't ring my fucking doorbell. It's like a horror movie. I fucking hate it. What are you throwing out?
Your Girl Scout cookies only be available for like a 3-week window every year
during dry January, girl. Every fucking year. It's like right after Christmas when everyone's like, I need to lose weight, and then the Samoas are like, the fuck you do,
girl. I mean, it's good. I guess it's good marketing because it's like we gotta buy all we can because we ain't gonna see them again. But it's like rare tulips or something where we're like gotta harvest them while they're here. And
the McRib.
Yes, I'm like, girls, I just want them, and I don't know how to get them now, and we're down to like our last little box, and I opened it today and I was like, it's like I'm living in like the prairie times, and I'm like, we won't have another bag of rations till the mailman comes in a month. That's how I feel.
It's definitely like an interesting sort of like office culture, or like just a culture in general of like, who knows a Girl Scout, or like you are at the like who's fucking daughters in Girl Scouts, get their order form, and then also you buy some from the grocery store. And
yeah, when you see them, yeah.
I will say though,
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And then there's always somebody that floats around. There's like a homeless troop that's like in some city of like girls that are unhoused, and then you're like, well, I gotta throw somebody to them. So it's like 3 points of sale.
Yeah. I mean, I will say though that if they had them all year, it would not be as exciting and probably would hurt their sales. And also it might be like child labor-ish.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of like, we'll let kids sit at a grocery store for 8 hours.
Because you can only get them from them.
It's true. Yeah, it is kind of child labor-y.
I mean, whatever though. What's your favorite? Because my favorite's Samoas. I said them earlier, and I love to put them in the freezer. Woo!
I'm
or the fridge.
Oh my god! I just blanked on them. The peanut butter
tagalongs. No, tagalong is the peanut butter with the chocolate on the outside.
Yeah, tagalongs.
Yeah, those are good ones too. I would have pegged you for a Thin Mint girl.
Oh,
basic.
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah, I'm a tag-along bitch, but you know what's really good? I just had today, my last box is the s'mores.
Oh, the s'mores. Okay.
Yeah, it was unusual, but yeah.
Where I didn't have one Girl Scout cookie this year.
Sorry, do you think you're fucking better than me?
I noticed that they came out in January, and I said, no, you little cunts, not yet.
Yeah.
I'm dieting. Yeah. And then by then I became stronger than the Girl Scout cookies. So I couldn't even tell you what they taste like. Gosh, I don't remember.
Sorry,
I am a runner.
Didn't realize that I was doing a podcast with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well, I don't know what she says. I don't know her. I'll tell you what though. Ooh, I watched a video of her on Instagram today, and I was like, I like this girl. She got my number. I'll tell you what. And as I'm reading a book about cults, I'm like, hers. I wish I had the money to be in it.
Where can the people find you?
At Cass Cardenas. My Instagram is private. If you request me, please tell me who you are, that you listen to the podcast. At Cass Cardenas on Twitter, if you'd like. The Nooner Podcast on the Smodcast Network. But what's most important to me is that you find me here every Monday on the Trashy Podcast.
Love it.
Where do they find you?
At Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram. And you can find me at Gilligal on the Twitter. And I had a tweet. I know everyone loves it when I read my own tweets, I'm sure. But I had a tweet that I was like, oh, this one has the potential to go like viral. This is going to be like a 200,000. Oh man, get ready, Curry. You're going to have to batten down the hatches on privacy because you're going to go so viral. And it was a picture of a woman fighting maybe a 3 or 4-year-old child, like physically fighting. And it said, me fighting the domestic supply of infants for resources in the hellscape of the 2030s. And it got 20 likes. Not the 200. Thank you. But it wasn't the 200,000 that I was anticipating. I was like, you're going to have to turn your phone off tonight because it's going to overheat from the notifications.
I'm trying to like find this really special tweet.
I thought it was very funny.
Gilligal.
Because in the Supreme Court leaked opinion, Roe versus Wade, the domestic supply of, if you don't know what we're talking about, what a fucking privilege. Anyway,
you post a lot of wordles.
It's a one thread. I just reply to one thread. Are they on my feed?
You're replying to yourself. You're tweeting at yourself.
Yeah, it's one thread. It's not
me fighting the domestic supply of infants. Yeah, it's cute. I'm gonna give you your 16th like.
Thank you.
And are you in this space for notes right now, or are you still kind of workshopping stuff?
Yeah, should I say me, comma? Yeah.
I was really going to make a note. Honestly, what's really bumping me about your Twitter is the wordles.
Okay, I'll delete the wordles. Okay.
You're talking to someone who never tweets, but like definitely the wordles are kind of making me lose you.
Got it.
Okay. Anyways, otherwise it's really, really great. And I can definitely see it on like CBS.
Thank you so much. Constructive. I appreciate it.
Right. Absolutely.
You can find this.
Are you going to be paying for this coffee?
Yes, of course. You can find this podcast at Trashy Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and on Twitter.
And at our website,
trashypodcast.com.
And on our email,
trashypodcast@gmail.com.
Please send us why you're trash. Please send us stories. We love both of those things when they happen. You're welcome to send us notes or corrections if you'd like. Please just be nice about it. And if you're feeling real nice, you'll give us a 5-star review on wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, Spotify or iTunes, or I don't know where else they end up, whatever.
Yeah. And if you went to the 2001 FFA National Convention, please tell me what it was like, because I didn't get to go.
Can you fucking imagine if someone listening to this has had that experience? That would be incredible.
I hope we get a listener note. We'll have them on for a special episode.
Wow, our first guest, and that's how we're gonna blow that load.
Hey, Cass,
what's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.